for those of you who haven't scanned a QR code before, you just open your camera app and hold it, and then a link will show up, and then you click on the link, and you can submit your question, inshallah. Or you can download our app, the Al-Hijrah app. You can download it on the App Store and on the Play Store. Or you can go to our website, hijrah.org, to submit your question, inshallah. What dua are you supposed to make between the khutbah during Jummah? You can make any khutbah, you can make any dua during that time, inshallah. There's nothing specific that is narrated on the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Even the times for the dua to be answered, one of them is that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said that there is an hour during Jummah where the dua is answered, and there's a lot of khilaf. I think there's like 30 or more statements on what that means and what that entails. But basically what we should take away from that is we should use any opportunity that we have during Jummah, during the day of Jummah, to make dua and to send salat and salam on the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. What is the ruling on democracy and elections and participating in that system in Islam? I thought it was prohibited. I'm just curious because the last Jummah people, like we had some people who had some politicians come and speak. So the ruling on democracy is the same ruling that it would be on any other system. It would be mubah. The only time that democracy would become a problem or an issue, for example, if we're like, okay, well, Salat al-Fajr is very difficult, should we vote on removing Salat al-Fajr? Right, this is kufr, right? This is where it would be disbelief. Or if we said, okay, you know, zakat is a little bit high, let's make it 2%. Let's vote on it, and whatever the majority is, then we're going to change it. Hajj is too difficult, why don't we open it up the entire year? You know, what do you guys think? These kind of things are kufr, right? These kind of things are disbelief. Why? Because you're actually voting to change sha'airillah. You're actually voting to change those things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mandated. But when it comes to choosing somebody, say, okay, hey, listen, who do you guys think would be the best choice for an imam? Who do you think would be the best choice for a board position? Who do you think would be the best choice for that? And what happens is that even if you have people who are competing in that space, there's nothing wrong with that. The only person that the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam prohibited from seeking leadership positions are those people who lusted for power. Right, those people who are actively, you can clearly see it, right, that these people are seeking power. But if we know that somebody is qualified, and if we know that somebody is able, and there are two parts to this. So, for example, if you have somebody, for example, who graduated from an Islamic institution, and this person is Hafidh Quran, this person has some program management skills, is it a good idea that we appoint that person to be an imam? Right, it's for sure. Should that person hide those things, saying it's tawadu, and saying these things, it is humility? Say, oh, akhi, you know, like, I heard you studied, you know. No, this is not how we're supposed to be. If I have a skill set, whether it be in law, whether it be in engineering, whether it be in plumbing, whether it be a taxi driver, katmul ilm ma yajuz. Hiding knowledge is not permissible. And if I don't step up and I have the ability and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given me the skill set for that position and I don't step up, who's going to take the position? Right? Somebody who is not ahl, somebody who is not deserving of that. And the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, what did he say are from the signs of the hour? He says, ittakhadha an-nasu ru'usan juhala. That the people will take the ignorant as their leaders. And here, ignorance, he sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he's not talking about complete ignorance, right? Because everybody in this room knows something. And everybody in this room, they're specialized in something. But the problem is that when people who don't know about this subject, or they don't know about the field that they're going into, and they're put into that position, are they going to bring good into that field? And many of us here, who are sitting here today, what do we complain about? Well, we say, oh, the schools are really bad. How many of us have ran for a school board position? Can I see a show of hands? We should think about that. And I'm not saying everybody needs to, but doesn't it make sense that we have some people who are at least sitting in those positions? Or if we say, oh, the masjid doesn't have enough parking. You know why we don't have enough parking? Because we can't change the zoning. You know why we can't change the zoning? Because we don't have any supervisors in the county. These are, and I know, I don't mean to oversimplify things, right? And sometimes it's not easy, and sometimes things are challenging. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us a pathway, and He's given us a means. We can't keep complaining about things. We can't. That's not a solution. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, even when He says to make dua, does He say to like make dua and just sit down? No. You have to work for it. Like, we all have to work for it. If there's something that I'm interested in, something I want to do, and a change I want to bring, if I'm not willing to step in and make that change, how valuable is that change? If I'm not willing to step up, and I'm not willing to at least give money to the cause, am I really interested in that cause? Am I really committed? Or am I just trying to fool myself, or am I trying to just make myself feel better? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us multiple pathways, and there are easy solutions for many of these things. We like talking about them, but how many of us actually like working? And even when it comes to an institution like this, right? When it comes to a masjid, well, Sheikh, I think we should have this program. Okay, great. I think that's wonderful. What role are you willing to take in that program? I remember we only did one program in Al-Hijrah that I did, and I didn't ask if that person was committed to the program. They said, Sheikh, we need to start a tahfidh program. I said, okay, you're right. I started it, and guess how many children registered for the program? 2. And both of them were my sons. It's very important. And I'm not saying that because we shouldn't have one. Of course we should. But if the community is not taking interest in programs, how sustainable is that program? It's not about, because here the masjid is a community center. Everybody comes in. What contribution can I make to the center? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made it a fursa. He's made it an opportunity. Am I utilizing that opportunity for my betterment? And even if we all ask ourselves, what contribution do I make? Well, I come and pray. Who are you praying for, Habibi? For me? Jazakallah khair. Everybody's coming to pray for themselves. Yes, we stand together and we stand in the saf, and yes, the masjid is being utilized. But if you look at it strictly from a logistic, not a spiritual point of view, from a logistic point of view, when I come to the masjid, I'm utilizing the heating or the AC, the lighting. I'm making the carpet dirty. Right there, there's a service that's being provided, and it's great. I think it's good. But don't think I'm adding value to the masjid because of my salah. Anna masajid lillah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said the masajid are for Him. He'll take care of it. What contribution am I going to make? Allah gave me this space, and He gave me this opportunity. What am I doing with this opportunity, and what am I doing with the space? May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us tawfiq. Allahu a'lam wa sallallahu ala khayri khalqi nabina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi.